You're listening to the Jōrni Podcast. Is your success routine just a sheeple trap? Let's explore in today's episode. Hi, I'm Petra Brunbauer. What if everything we've been told about holistic health, healing, and well-being is only part of the story? Because thriving in today's world looks different than it used to. Here, we challenge the narratives, rethink what it means to become human, and explore how that shapes the way we lead, live, and step into our full potential. This is the Jōrni Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. Ubuntu reminds us that we exist in relationship, that I am is inseparable from we are. In this episode, we explore how intention, unity, and collective responsibility shape the way we see ourselves and the world around us. Marla and Scott Berger share and acknowledge the existential philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because we are, for a world of clarity, confidence, and oneness. Inspired by the belief in a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity, they created the Tree of Life movement and the Intention Stick in 2012 and the Tree of Life Movement Foundation in 2020. With the philosophy that children are the seeds of our future, and it is our obligation and responsibility to encourage and help children grow to live a life of intention. Their mission and purpose is to unify humanity with positive intention through the Intention Stick, a constant and physical reminder of the beautiful connection we share and the power of our collective intentions. They are global speakers and authors of I Am Here, Why? Introspective stories of intention, supporting this global movement by bringing awareness to those forgotten and alone around the world. Let's meet Marla and Scott Berger. Hi, Marla and Scott. It's so great to have you on the podcast today. I've been looking forward to getting to chat with you, and we will be sharing something so special today on the episode. I don't think we have ever done this before. And of course, we will be talking about the Tree of Life movement as well. And I'm so glad that you're both here to share about that with our audience and with me. And listeners, buckle up. We have something amazing coming. Welcome to the podcast to both of you.
Oh, thank you. We're so grateful to be here with you and blessed to be a part of your podcast and your beautiful audience of these incredible souls around the world. So thank you for having us. It's just love and gratitude and joy since the moment we started talking.
Yes, what an honor to be here. We're so grateful.
Oh, yes, I feel the exact same way. And I feel we have so much magic to share, and I am excited for our listeners to get to know you a little bit, find out about what you do, and share these beautiful projects and visions that you're working on. With that, would you like to share a little bit about your own journeys or stories that you feel connect to what you do today, and also share with our listeners a little bit about what it is that you do today?
Oh, we'd be honored. But we always say in a joking way, if we start sharing, we're going to need a sleepover and a long weekend. There's a lot to unpack, but it's with such pleasure and love. And we would be honored to take you on that journey. And do you want us to start about Marla and I, how we met or how the journey has unfolded? We're going to just listen to you and follow your beautiful lead.
Yeah, I think we would love to know maybe a little bit about how you came to be together. I think that's fascinating. And also what unfolded from that, because you're both adding your energies and your magic to what you do now, each of your own unique ways. So a little bit about that as well, I think would be great.
Okay, great. So and you'll chime in as needed. Marla and I met, we're going back over 36 years ago. So I was taking a graduate class at ASU, and the girl I was sitting next to at the time was Marla's best friend and said that she wanted to fix us up on a blind date. Now, this is before technology and internet and computer and all these things
Or apps.
or anything. So it was the old fashioned way of a phone call. And what was really funny, Marla kept saying to her friend, if he's so nice and cute, why don't you go out with him? And she said to Marla, I already have a boyfriend. If not, I would. We're on the phone. We started to talk to one another, get to know each other, and we decided we're going to meet. And we decided, believe it or not, which is interesting, that I would pick her up and we'd go to a movie and maybe have some coffee or something after. So I show up at her door with one rose in front of me and then 24 roses behind me. So that's how the first time we met had started. And we're both dressed identical, which is very interesting because you can't make that up either. We're both wearing mock turtlenecks and jeans and black cowboy boots, which again, it's not like we knew how each other dressed. So we went to go see a beautiful movie. We were holding hands in the movie, by the way, because we had already started to get to know each other. We went for coffee across the street and we talked, I'm not even kidding, for 4 or 5 hours. Like time stood still and just talked about everything and just being there together. And I'll let you add what we were sharing.
We spoke a lot about life and family mostly. And I think that was the instant connection. And from there, we got married a year later. And we've been together ever since.
I'll add a little. We were just talking about family and just the importance. And it was just love at first sight. Unofficially had a ring on her finger. 6 months later, had a ring on her finger. We were married a year and 3 days later. And this past December, we celebrated our 35-year anniversary. And wow. Through that, we were in the cheesecake business. I used to be a chef. And then the opportunity of the diamond business and jewelry business was handed to us, and started all of a sudden deciding jewelry for friends that were asking me. And it was either diamonds or cheesecake. So we decided to go into the diamond business. So a little more fun and exciting. Then from there, wow, Marla saw how passionate I was about designing jewelry for friends. And she says, why don't we just take that leap of faith and open up our own place? And we did in 2004. And that's Addison Taylor Fine Jewelry, which was named after our daughter, Addison. Her middle name is Taylor. At the time, we had 2 boys and our youngest daughter. And now we have our 4th child and our youngest daughter now. And we just started from there and designing. But the first thing we did before we even opened the doors was to give charity. And we've always been about helping. It's because it's not about us. We always share when we give and expecting nothing in return, it's the best blessing ever. So we've always been about helping others and designing collections for different causes and different charities. So that's all, even since Marla and I have been little kids.
Yes, it's always about charitable giving.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm just smiling. I'm going through the time process in my mind, but I think that it leads us into Marla's beautiful quote, which is,
through our business, we found our purpose.
Right. And I think it brings us to the beautiful place of our 21-year anniversary. And is it okay if I continue the journey a little bit? And this is wonderful. So just sharing with everyone, when I'm sitting with someone, I'm always inspired, like it comes through me. I see the image of the ring or the necklace or the pendant or whatever that may be. And I'm like, oh, I just saw it. And I'll start to write it down, like channeling it comes through. It's like where Mozart received his compositions, Einstein theory of relativity. It's where we all tap into source and receive our inspiration. And like I said, it was our 21-year anniversary and I didn't know what to design for Marla. And in my mind, I kept seeing over and over the tree of life. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And I designed this beautiful pendant for Marla. And on the back, it had all 4 of our children's names engraved in Hebrew with the number 21 for our 21-year anniversary. And when I gave it to Marla, she said to me it was the most beautiful gift I'd ever given her. And do you want to share?
Yes. And not because of the jewelry aspect, but because of the spiritual meaning, the tree of life, and to have all four of our kids close to my heart. And the meaning of the tree of life, because I had always been searching for why we were walking this path. And I knew intuitively, I knew deep inside of me that there was a reason why Scott and I were brought together, that there was something bigger than us that we have to do for humanity.
And she said to me, that's it. And I'm looking at her like, what's it? And she said, that's what I waited 21 years for. And she said, just as she shared, yes, we were blessed with 4 beautiful children, health, a home, a business. But like you and your husband, Marla, and I, or anyone in this world, are brought together in this lifetime for a bigger purpose and a divine reason. And that was it. And when it was like, wow, the lightning bolt literally hit me because it was that aha moment. And we came up with our mantra, changing the world one tree at a time, we become one. Because as we all know, there's no color, religion, politics, gender, that we're all the same, that all of our souls are already connected. We're already one, even though we're all unique. But sadly, this world for thousands of years have intentionally tried to keep us separate and divisive. And at the exact same time, again, you can't make this up, she surprised me with my bracelet with the tree of life. And I don't miss a beat. Nothing gets past me. So how she surprised me with my team is a miracle in itself. But on the back of the bracelet in Hebrew, it says Beshert. Bashert, which means it's destined. It's all being orchestrated from above. Like meeting you and this podcast is Beshert. Like, again, there's no coincidences. There's no randomness. Everything is being divinely orchestrated. So when she gave me the bracelet, I saw in my mind that we could design collections to help different causes and charities, not just here in the United States or in our city, but globally. And I'm smiling and laughing as we always do, because 11 years ago, we were asked to design a collection for the Pope at the Vatican with his charity, helping all the refugee children around the world. So we laugh and giggle and say, here, a Jewish family creates a collection for the Pope. Because it's not about religion, it's about humankind. And that was an incredible moment, by the way, that was an honor for us. And then the royal family at Windsor Castle in London heard what we did for the Pope, and then invited Marla and I with 23 visionaries and world leaders to the castle about healing and repairing and unifying the world. And we actually stayed and slept at the castle for 4 days, which was life-changing and miraculous, magical. Do you want to add anything, or
No,
I'm okay?
Yeah.
She holds, as we say, Marla holds sacred space for all of us. So while we were there to keep, because I know if we start sharing about the castle, that's a sleepover in itself. But what was interesting, as we're in round circle in Vickers Hall, where Shakespeare performed the first play for Queen Elizabeth I, Merry Wives of Windsor, we're sitting in a circle like Mandela, all at the same level, all equals, talking about healing and repairing the world. And what was interesting that everyone was sharing is that they were talking about the tree of life, but they didn't know it. And I'm bouncing around like, we know what to do. We just launched a collection for the Pope. And Marla, what'd you say?
Oh, I told him, I said, it's okay. You can just relax, breathe, let everyone speak, and you can share at the end.
She's basically telling me in a nice way, be quiet and listen. Settle down, fifth child, is what she's saying. So you already, and I'm sure your audience can understand, I'm very shy, but I'm working on it. And I got a little pouty, and I'm basically sitting on my hands for the next 3 days. I may have chimed in twice. But what was incredible, the third night at the castle, we had a private tour of St. George's Cathedral. And it was incredible. It's where all the kings and queens buried. And it was like you're watching a PBS channel it was incredible. But our tour guide, third generation assistant to the Queen, Charlotte, is giving us our tour, said to our group, I'm going to take you to the side where we do not take the public. And she brought us to these beautiful double red doors with gold imagery on the doors, built in the mid 1500s. It was the Queen's private entrance from the castle to the cathedral. What do you think the imagery on the doors were?
I want to guess a tree of life, but
Yes, you're spot on. The tree of life was on both doors, and we're looking up to the heavens like, okay, we get the message, and everyone's hairs on their arms were standing up because I had briefly mentioned twice about the tree of life, but still hadn't shared. So we leave the castle. We go back to the oldest home on the castle grounds. And of course, what time do we walk in? 11:11. And we're having this beautiful, of course, and we're having this beautiful reception. And the gentleman who invited us to the castle, very sweet, older, conservative Englishman, came up to us. We didn't really know him, but come to find out, he had been bringing groups to the castle since the 1970s and reports directly back to the royal family from his experience, very high level of spirituality and religion, came up to Marla and I and said, I'd love to take you both aside and share something. And we're like, of course, please. And he started telling us, I saw you both arrive on Sunday and get out of your secured car, and you were surrounded by this beautiful bubble of white light, which really took us back because it was out of context. So if you were to say that, we would say namaste, right? And we see you, Petra. But we always say, one, we're not judged. Who are we to ever look at someone and say, you don't look spiritual enough, or you don't look religious enough? You know, why? Because of how we're dressed or appeared. But it was, again, out of context. So we said, thank you for sharing that with us. Then he said, last night, I had a vision of your tree. And your tree encompassed the entire world. And underneath your tree, I saw hundreds of thousands of these beautiful white tents representing every person, every cause, every religion, everyone. And he shared with us, this is not a Tree of Life foundation you started. It's a Tree of Life movement. It's much bigger than you possibly could have ever dreamt or imagined. And Marla and I are looking at each other, holy shift, because we knew in our hearts we were doing something right, but not of that magnitude. And when you, Petra, and anyone in your audience knows, when you're listening and following your heart and your intuition, it's never wrong. But like I said, not of that magnitude. And we didn't even sleep that night with what he shared. But where I bring you to the next day, the fourth day, we're back in round circle. And again, everyone's talking about healing and repairing the world. He actually said to Marla, I think Marla has something to share with the group. And what did you say?
I said, I think I better let Scott speak because I've been asking him to hold back the entire time. So I will give him the floor.
And she said, if I don't, I think his head's going to explode. I actually said thank you to Marla for allowing me to speak, which I can do a lot of as everyone is listening to this. And I started telling the group what we just did the month before for the Pope, that it was about unifying. It was about sustainability. It wasn't about humankind, especially it was about the children. I started talking about, which a lot of people may already know or may not know, the Tree of Life, which Marla and I share is the blueprint of our soul. It's the evolution of consciousness, or we share it's the expansion of our souls, and it's not being better than anyone else in this world. It's being better than who we were yesterday. We're here to grow and learn every day until we transition, until we take our last breath is the day we stop learning. I started talking about the laws of attraction. What we think about, we bring about. What goes up comes down, but what we put out from our hearts comes back in, which is actually science, the third law of physics, law of motion. So if everyone here in this audience is putting out light and love and kindness and gratitude and happiness and joy, only more comes back into our lives. But I shared with the group, the same is true if we're putting out anger or sadness or oh my goodness, just every negative aspect that we can come up with, only more of that comes to lives. And I'm holding my intention stick right now as I'm talking to all of you, which I then said to the group, which leads me to the intention stick. Okay, so
do you want to ask a question?
Any questions?
I'm very curious about the intention stick because I know that our listeners can't really see it physically at the moment. We will be adding an image of it in the show notes so that they can connect with that as well. But maybe let our listeners know a little bit about what the intention stick is and what it embodies, really. I feel it's a really powerful thing that you have created and almost visioned into this world. So share with our listeners a bit about what it is.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. And it's our pleasure. Now take you back 11 years ago. And I'm up very early in the morning. I do morning mantras and energy work and journaling and prayers and then deep Kabbalah study. And then I end in a very long meditation. And that morning in my mind, I had a vision of a tube. And I'm like, okay, it's a tube. It's not a beautiful ring or a piece of jewelry or a pendant, but it was just a tube, and I dismissed it. I threw that message away, and I always laugh and share. I don't know if you or your listeners saw this movie years ago with Jim Carrey, Bruce Almighty. And at the beginning of a hilarious movie, at the beginning of the movie, he's going through a lot of horrible things in his life, and he's driving in that horrible rainstorm, and he's really mad at God, and he's pointing up to the heavens, and he's basically saying, show me one sign, just one sign, one message. And there was a huge truck in front of him with the actual signs, warning, slow down, caution, danger, stop, slapping him in the face, the message. He's not paying attention. He drives over the side of the bridge. He dies. The movie starts. It's hilarious, right? So the tube, I threw the message away. A month later, I'm in morning meditation, and in my mind, I saw our tree of life being wrapped around the tube. And I'm like to myself, okay, something's going on. And I come running out from our room, and I said to Marla, I just saw our tree of life being wrapped around this tube. And when I said that, at the same time, Marla and I started seeing and receiving the same exact words, the same intentions to be placed inside the tube. Now, at the time, we didn't think anything of it, but we ended up receiving 22 words, 22 intentions, which is 1111. And we, again, not paying attention to the messages again, but come to find out, as we always share, the Tree of Life intention stick has been our biggest teacher. The number 22 is going to be different for everyone, but 22, 11, 11, there's 22 chromosomes between woman and man. The 23rd separates us. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. There's 22 pyramids in the world, 3 are visible. There's 22 levels of the ascension of the Tree of Life in Kabbalah. Our anniversary is December 22nd. So, and I know, Petra, you have 22s and 1111s in your life as well. But what's very interesting and very powerful that we learned, according to Kabbalah, which is deep studies of the Bible and the Torah, it deciphers it. Each word, each intention has 72 different interpretations. So it's whatever that intention or word may mean to you or Marla and I or anyone in this world, and they all fall under the umbrella of love. So you can never choose a wrong intention. For sharing with you and your beautiful audience, what Marla and I are going to share is that, and again, what we've learned and what's been shared with us from all of our teachers and spiritual leaders and religious leaders and mentors, and what's come through us and what we understand is that the intention stick, as beautiful as it is, and people would think it's a beautiful piece of jewelry, we actually say it's worn on the inside for your heart and soul, that it's a mirror image of our own vessel. And we come into this world as a broken vessel, and we're here to repair it. We're here to fill ourselves back up, to make us the best versions of who we are. Because Marla and I always share, you cannot give what you do not have. And knowing you, and I'm sure all of your beautiful listeners and everyone we meet, that's who we are. We're always giving, we're always helping others. That's why we're here. But we need to fill back up so we can be the best mother, the best wife, the best husband, the best friend, the best worker, the best human being we can possibly be. It's like the old analogy when you're flying on an airplane. What does it say when the oxygen mask drops? It says, take for yourself first, then help others. So what I share with you, our beautiful sister, and all of your listeners right now, and I'm not saying you or pointing fingers at them, I'm talking about the collective you. This is about speaking your truth. This is about being your authentic self. And now I am speaking to you or your individual listeners. This is about asking for what you need in your life today to make you the best version of who you are. And I know that is not easy because that forces us to look within. And it may not be the answer we want to find, because as Marla and I and you and everyone in this world, we've all been programmed, not just in this lifetime, but for thousands of years, I say, to be sheeple, to wake up, have breakfast, go to school, go to religious school, go to work. Your whole life passes by and we don't even know why. This is allowing us to understand our why. And as you may share with your listeners, we were honored to send you your intention stick and a copy of our book. And before, which will be our honor, we're going to do a ceremony, not only for you, but we're going to do a blessing and a ceremony for all of your listeners. And Marla and I are going to read all of these intentions. And is there something you want to add right now? Or Petra, is there something you want to add before we share that next step?
I think so far we're really tuned in now into what's upcoming also, but also the backstory of the intention stick. And I just maybe want to add for our listeners, because they haven't seen it, that maybe share with them just really briefly what it actually looks like, whether it's metal or ceramic or what it actually is, so they can envision, because they won't be able to see it, what materials it comes in and what it actually looks like before they can see a picture in the show notes.
I love that. Thank you for asking. And so the Tree of Life intention stick is about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches in length. And it's a tube, very narrow, almost oval in shape, but the Tree of Life is wrapped around it. And it's in the front of the tube is the trunk and the branches wrapping around, but the branches actually don't touch in the back. And that is for it to lay over your heart chakra, not only to receive, but to amplify what's coming from your heart. So it's not just affecting the room, your home, your city, your country, but this world. And again, it's very powerful. It's very beautiful. But it's a pure vessel. And it's purely for those reasons, even though people would say, oh, that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful, it's, as I said earlier, it's, even though, yes, I wear it on the outside of our shirt or your dress or however anyone wears it, but you can feel it, you can see it, even if it's under your shirt. It's very powerful. So
it comes in a beautiful box. Everything is intentional, and the box opens like a lotus flower, and the intention stick is inside of this box waiting, just waiting for you. We say each one has its own heartbeat because it becomes a part of you. And with the 22 intentions already printed for you on special paper, so the paper is waterproof, and so you can swim with it, you can shower with it. And what you will do is you're going to take off unthread the chain from the cap, and then there's a little cap on top of this tube, this vessel, the intention stick, and you remove the cap. And that's where you will insert the intentions that you need or that you would love to manifest within your life. And then once we do the choosing of the intentions, you place the cap back on, and then we rethread it with the chain, and then it'll keep everything secured in place.
Beautiful. So I love how you shared that. And so if we may, we're going to have all of your listeners, and they don't have to, of course, but to close your eyes, and we're going to read the 22 intentions. And if we can think about 3 intentions that not only you're going to choose, but all of your listeners are going to choose, I want you to think of 3, not what you already have, not what is expected of you to choose, but what you're truly asking for. And like I said earlier, it's not easy, but if we don't ask, then the answer is no. So I'm going to read these for all of you. And like I said, you can close your eyes. I always say, listen with your heart and soul, or keep your eyes open. It's all good. Believe, faith, gratitude, mindful, be, let it be, love, light, blessed, peace, kindness, compassion, success, knowledge, trust, spiritual, happiness, courage, laugh and joy, inspire, consciousness, and we always share the 2 most important, even though these are all important, health and oneness. And going back also about 11 years, Marla had this powerful vision of the intention stick coming from pure love and pure intention, that it would sweep the world like a beautiful tsunami, that eventually everyone in the world would have an intention stick. The words, the intentions would be in every language and in Braille, and that one day soon we would all insert the word oneness together. Because I believe, as you and your listeners understand, we don't need to die or transition to go to heaven. It's all around us. It's everywhere we are. It's within us all if we just choose to see it. And I know that may be hard right now because it may be covered up with all the pain, the anger, and what we're witnessing in this world right now. And people may be lashing out at you and I in the world, but we also never know what someone's going through. And we always say we show up at that divine time, because they may be lashing out at you and I in the world, but they may also be crying and dying on the inside. So it's always divine timing, whether we show up at that moment, like this beautiful podcast, to help these beautiful souls, right? It's about the soul to soul connection. Now, Patrick, this is exciting. This is what we're actually been waiting for, because we actually sent you your beautiful copy of our book, I Am Here Why, and your intention stick. So we're going to have you, by the way, why don't you explain how patient you've been, because you haven't opened it since you've received it.
Oh, thank you for that. And thank you for reading the list of the intentions as well. There are a few that stayed with me, and I can share those later. So hopefully our listeners also tuned in, found some that spoke to them as well. And I received this beautiful white package, I want to say nearly 2 weeks ago now.
Wow.
And I have to check my messages, but I think it's been about 2 weeks. And I've looked at it every day, several times a day. But I wanted to save this, as we spoke about, for actually opening this on the podcast. I felt that would be really special. And people in my family were walking by this and going, should I open this? But I was like, no, we're waiting for the special moment to open this together. So I have the envelope here, and I have a little opener here as well.
I love it.
Whenever you are ready,
We're ready.
I can open this. Listeners, I will put a picture of this on the show notes afterwards as well,
I love it.
so that you can see what was in here. Aw, and it has my name on it. I'll hold this up so you guys can see it. Hebrew or
Nope, it says Petra, France. So it's
Perfect. Okay.
Petra, France. And so just to
Amazing.
know, it was going to you. So before you actually open it, with your beautiful listeners, we're going to do a ceremony and a blessing, not just for you, Petra, but for everyone listening right now. And
Amazing.
we're going to do a little kumbaya.
Yes.
We're going to actually have your listeners, as you are holding your intention stick, hold both ends of your computer or both ends of your phone, whatever that is for you or your listeners, like we're all holding hands together around the world. And Marla and I are holding hands, and we're also going to, in a moment, close our eyes. And when we all close our eyes, we're going to take a deep cleansing breath in. And when we all breathe in, I want everyone to please breathe in all the blessings, all the goodness, all the things that each and every one of you deserves, because you deserve them all. Don't you dare think you don't deserve them. You do. Everything you ask for, you should all receive. And when we exhale, let go of all the things that no longer serve you, all the pain, the sadness, the tragedy, whatever we carry, not just in this life, but generational. Let it go. Send it with love. Thank you for the gift. Marla actually shares, you cannot purchase an airplane ticket to a place called the past. Stop going back there. Because every time we go back to that moment in time, it brings up the same energy like it's happening right now. And that could have been when we were 5 or a teenager or a young. Let it go and send it with love. And at the end of the beautiful blessing and in ceremony, we're going to take another deep cleansing breath in, and we're going to exhale. And we'll just hold there for a few seconds. So we're going to all hold our computer, our phones. We're going to all close our eyes. And we're going to all now take a beautiful deep cleansing breath in together. First and foremost, Petra and all of these beautiful souls around the world that are listening, may you wear these in the best of health and with blessings of light and love and courage and strength. And everything each and every one of you needs in your life right now to fill up your beautiful hearts and souls with unconditional love, which will allow you to fully heal, which will allow you to continue to help so many more brothers and sisters heal, which will unify all humankind and bring us back together as one. So we should all see heaven on earth as it is here now and see your true purpose in life and be your authentic self. And we'll all take a deep cleansing breath in again. And we'll sit here just for a moment with our eyes closed. And you can all open your eyes now. That was really beautiful. I'm smiling at you because all of your cheeks are rosy red right now, just like mine and Marla's. Like the energy that just took place was wow. How are you feeling right now? You felt that?
I did. And I'm also thinking how we actually share this across time zones, continents, countries, all the different people who are listening into the podcast. And we are sharing this one, I want to say oneness, the love. We're sharing it with everybody around the planet right now. And it's absolutely breathtaking. So thank you for taking us through that. And yes, I feel my face is glowing with this energy.
Mine is too.
Yeah,
I'm receiving as well. I feel what you're feeling.
You, our beautiful sister, get to open your package, and you're going to choose your first 3 intentions and share why. This is not easy. So while you're opening it, and you'll take it off of the intentions, and you'll unhook the clasp and unthread the chain and lift the cap up. I'm going to give you a couple examples for when someone's choosing their intentions of the 22. For example, the word peace. if we don't have peace within ourselves, how can we have peace within our family, our community, our country, or this world? Look what's going on in this world. These leaders have no true peace within themselves. They're signing a peace treaty that lasts for a day, a week, or whatever, and it goes back to the same thing. It's Marla says it's peace contained. God forbid someone's sick. Yes, we ask for health, physically or mentally, but we don't choose it just in case. Like, what if I get sick? That's creating a subconscious fear. Probably one of the most chosen intentions, which everyone asks Marla, and I don't see the word forgiveness in these intentions.
Yeah.
And it falls under B, let it be, right? Like the song, to know everything's perfect just as it is, be, and to let go of the things that no longer serve us. Let it go. For example, our children are getting ready for a test or a sporting exam, or excuse me, a sporting event. They'll ask for knowledge, courage, and success. If someone's going through something very difficult, ask for courage. Or someone's pushed down so far, they're asking for faith. So again, it's not what you already have, but it's what you're asking for. Because if you're grateful for everything in your life, you don't need to choose gratitude. You're grateful, right? So if you feel blessed, you don't need to choose blessed. So these are the things you're asking for. So what your soul is asking for, and not easy. What is your first one?
Yeah. So as you were reading the list of the 22 intentions, the first one that really just popped out at me was light. And how you were talking about health and all that too, I feel that light is this underlying piece of many of the other things as well. If we have light, if we have our frequency, if we're staying in that health space too, light is also health. It's also our happiness. It's many other things, right? So yeah, the first one was light that came up for me.
That is so beautiful. And
was going to share that you're exactly right, that light encompasses many things. And according to Kabbalah, each intention has 72 different interpretations. And so that's probably the reason why you're receiving so much about the intention of light.
And the word Kabbalah means light. Zohar is light. So again, no coincidences, but what came through me, to add what Marla just shared, for you to fill yourself back up with that beautiful light, so you can be that light and guiding light for so many other around the world that may have had their light dimmed. And that's what this is about. So we're able to allow every beautiful soul to shine brightly so they can be the lights for others, whether their family, their friends, the community, their world. So it's that beacon of light that hits the heavens above. So I love that you chose that. Beautiful. So you're going to place that inside your intention stick.
So I have a little paper that has cutouts on it, each one for one of the words. So I'm going to take the light one out of here and place it into my beautiful intention stick. Mine, by the way, is silver. I can see the tree wrapped around it.
Yes.
Do I have to take the chain out before I?
Yes, you have to take the chain off. Exactly. And then lift the cap straight up. It may be a little tight. And by the way, you had asked earlier, this one that we had sent you is actually made in a very special medical grade stainless steel. So anyone can wear it, especially if they have allergies or going through treatment or sickness. They can always wear it where it's not going to affect their skin. Then it's made in sterling silver. Then it's made in rose gold, white gold, yellow gold, and platinum. So there's different prices, and it was made to be affordable for everyone. So because it wasn't about a piece of jewelry, there's reasoning behind that. And
everything was made with
intention and love. Exactly. And what is your second intention? Oh, I love the yes. I love it. So you're putting it inside.
The first one is in.
Perfect. Love that.
So the second one that stood out was peace. And even though I felt that I also really would like some peace, there are a lot of things going on in life, and peace is something we can definitely tune into. I feel we can also maybe bring it up if we're spending time in meditation or with ourselves. Also, we can get very distracted from it with everything that's going on in the world. So for me, it's peace within me and also peace that I can radiate out to the world. So we had of two things happening.
Absolutely. That's
Beautiful.
so perfect. So perfect. And peace with all of your beautiful listeners around the world. And that's the thing, the scales, the vibration, the alignment. It's so incredible. Okay, so that leads you to your third.
Okay. And the third one I had, and funny, when we spoke the last time, remember you asked me the three. Today they're a little bit different, but the third one is the same. It's trust. One more time. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That
Share.
would be the
Yeah, I felt that, by the way. Share why.
Yeah, trust for me is similar to peace. There is the part of trusting ourselves, which can get covered over when there are a lot of things going on in our lives. If we're concerned with our health, we're concerned with our finances, we might have relationship challenges or anything else going on in our lives. That self-trust, I feel, is the first thing that usually gets disrupted. We get a little bit disconnected from our own intuition and everything that we believe in that aligns in our lives. So for me, trust is coming back to really that inner, and I think it's connected to peace at the same time, that inner trusting that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and the timing is right. And I trust that's what's meant to happen. So for me, the trust is also the permission to let go, the permission to just trust that things are going to flow. And that takes one more worry away. It takes one more stress away because I can let that go. So yeah, trust for me is quite all encompassing when it comes to the intention stick. Yeah.
I absolutely love what you just shared. And do you want to share? So trust is one that Marla and I keep in our intention sticks permanently.
Oh,
To trust the journey, to trust everything from above is being orchestrated, to trust in the decisions you're making. Even if we get knocked down, get back up. Thank you for the lesson and the gift and move forward, to trust that you're being protected. So if something didn't work out, or that relationship, or whatever the opportunity didn't work out, that means God, universe, source, creator, Allah, Buddha, Yahweh, spirit is protecting us from being in that. And to trust the people that are coming into your life, which I know is not easy, because we've all been hurt or burned, or they broke our heart, or whatever that is. It doesn't mean be naive, but just trust your gut, trust your intuition. It's never wrong. And like I said earlier, trust the journey. Everything is being orchestrated. It's so powerful. I love that you chose it. Should we choose a fourth for her? And you know which one it is. Yes. May we, Marla and I, choose a fourth intention for you from us. And it
yes.
doesn't mean
Yes.
that's for everyone. It's what we saw when we were doing our blessings.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to choose the word inspire
Oh,
for
wow.
you. And the reason being, and I don't know if you want to share, but the reason being is not only for you to be inspired, but for you to inspire others and to be in spirit. It's with exactly what you already chose: the light, the trust, the peace. It just ties together, and you're going to be that lighthouse from your beautiful podcast around the world. So those will come together, and especially this is all about unifying all humankind, as we shared earlier. So I love that we're choosing that for you.
Yes. And remember that this is about the I am presence, and that anything that follows I am, we become. So when we choose light, I am light. I am peace. I am trust. I am inspire.
Yes. Cool. This is the best part. We're going to have you put the cap back on so it'll line up with the leaves in the front and smooth in the back. And then you're going to put the chain through so it locks it in place. Again, just a pure vessel. And then you're going to put it on, and then we'll share something with you right after that.
I make sure I have those on the right way. Oh, one sec.
Okay.
So the
No, but I
tree,
think that's good.
the trunk will face forward, if you remember.
Yes.
It's right in the middle of the front, and then it's open back to perfect.
Okay, I think the cap needs to go the other way.
So I love that you're doing it. It's very simple. Again, it's not complicated for anyone to do, and it's so perfect, and it's just so beautiful. And I love that yep, perfect. And now you're putting it on.
Talk about.
Oh, and I'll share something while you're putting this on. So we not only send these, around the world, but city to city, state to state. And about a year ago, we had an email from someone on the East Coast here. And she said she received her intention stick, but she was a little upset. And the chain was all jumbled and not perfect in the packaging. So I was going to email her back, but something said to call her. So I called her and I said, thank you for ordering the intention stick. And I'm so sorry to hear that the chain wasn't perfectly placed or was a little bit jumbled, but I had to share something with you. And I said, there's this beautiful organization here in Arizona, and it's called Gompers. And it's adults with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy that we hire, pay them, give them a job and a purpose. They do all of the packaging. So every one of the intention sticks are sealed with love. And you literally heard her gasp. And she said, I'll take 6 more.
Oh,
Because
wow.
what she thought was imperfect was absolutely perfect, because it was just sealed with unconditional love. Perfect. So you got it on?
I have some trouble closing it, so I'm going to hold it for now, and then I will get it over the hair and everything after we're done.
It's beautiful because I'm also watching again all the color as you're holding it. The colors coming back to your face. So I'm sharing this with your listeners. But what Marla and I share with you right now is we say, be open to receive, or the art of allowing, because the beautiful blessings that are going to come into your life right now are going to be incredible. And I'm not talking about what we all already know. We opened our eyes this morning. We have a roof over our head. We have a bed. We can get out of bed. We have food and water. We are so blessed. It's going to be the beautiful people, the beautiful souls that are going to come into your life right now that may not be for the normal reasons. So we say, slow down, pay attention. There's no randomness. You're either going to be guided or they're going to be guided to you. That's what I also mean. Be open to receive, slow down, be present. Right now, for the first time in a very long time, your heart walls are down. Like the rest of the world, they're up to protect from all the negativity and junk and all that trying to come in to affect us, but it also wasn't allowing all the goodness to come in. So your heart walls are down to receive all the goodness that not only you, all your listeners deserve. And I know you know your chakras. So from your crown chakra straight through to your heart chakra, from the top of your head straight through to your heart, that connection is crystal clear. You're going to receive a lot. From your heart and soul to above, whatever that is to you or anyone in this world, that connection for you is fully there. Your beautiful intentions you just chose are being felt by the tens of thousands around the world wearing their intention sticks. And you're receiving their blessings and their intentions because you already understand we're a part of a collective whole. But why Marla and I are truly smiling right now is because your journeys are just beginning, and they're going to be miraculous, and they are as important as Marla and I, because it's not about Marla and I, it's about us collectively. And that's what's bringing us our happiness. It's reaching out to everyone in this world. And it's actually why I was saying that a butterfly literally flew up to our window. So I just want you to know how I love how the universe and our angels work here. But it's actually an ancient Greek proverb that says a society grows great when old men plant trees in which they know the shade they will never sit in. Because if we plant an oak tree today, it's going to take about 80 years for it to be fully grown. Most likely, physically, we're not going to be here. And why I share that, because it's, as I said, it's not about us. This is actually about the children, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren growing up, living a life of intention to eradicate all the negativity and the divisiveness that we should not be seeing in this world. And we'll share next time about what we're getting ready to do for all the children around the world through our foundation. So I told you there's a lot to share, but it's such love and pleasure to share this with you. And now I know we can talk for 9 hours, but what questions do you have and how are you feeling so you can share with your beautiful listeners?
Yeah, thank you for that. And I just want to say how special this episode has been to record with you while I actually had this gift to open and experience this live. So I hope our listeners also tuned into that and took the pieces of this that really they felt in their own lives, that felt they could internalize for themselves as well. And I feel, if I have one word, strangely enough, I feel at peace right now. So everything is, I want to say, in sync at the moment. I feel harmonized and just at peace. So if I can maybe share that with the listeners, and they might want to get their own intention stick and find out more about it. But simply speaking, some of the intentions, as you asked me for 3, so speaking the 3 intentions, I feel we bring something to our conscious mind that maybe already was there in the subconscious that we've stressed about, worried about, and have spent time with. But simply voicing that, simply speaking those words, it brings something to awareness where we give ourselves permission to actually now work with this, to let it infuse us and to make changes in our lives. And I feel we don't really need that permission, but very often we wait for that and we wait for that to come along. So that to me has created peace at the moment. And we're back. For me, it's 8:11. So we're back on the 11 now. So we've come full circle for the recording.
And what's interesting, on my phone, it's 12:12.
Yeah.
So we literally started at 11:11 and ended at 12:12, which is miraculous. And by the way, we can feel your peace just emanating from the screen. Like, it's powerful. It made every hair on our body stand up. And I hope all of your listeners are receiving, which I believe they are, that peace and that inspiration and just all the intentions that we're all taking on from the collective as well.
Yeah.
It's very powerful because we're already one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to thank you for this beautiful gift that you have sent me. I have so much gratitude for having the opportunity to journey through the blessing, the ceremony with you here live in the podcast episode. It's so special and magical. And before we wrap up, would you like to share with our listeners maybe where they can find out more about the intention stick? I have a feeling that many listeners will be inspired now. They might be curious and just want to know, what is this intention stick? So where can they find out more? Where can they connect with your movement, with your mission, and what you're doing in the world?
Oh, thank you for asking, and honored to share. So our main website is treeoflifemovement.com. And it will redirect you into intentionstick.org. And there's a 2-minute video of Marla and I and copies of the book. And it really shares everything to anyone in this world about the Tree of Life, the intention stick, our journey. It talks about the intentions. It's almost like stereo instructions if someone wants to read a little deeper. And of course, our first book was published, as Marla shared. The title of our book is I Am Here. Why? Because when you open our website, the first words that you are going to see is, why am I here? And it's not why am I here, which we've all asked our whole lives. It's I am here. Why? And as Marla said earlier, it's becoming the I am presence that we are all supposed to be in that state of. As we shared, I am love, I am peace, I am inspire, I am courage, I am kindness, I am light, it is that I am presence that we become. And then there's information about the foundation. I won't go into that right now because that's a whole nother story, which we would be honored to share at another time. And you can follow us on Instagram, which is intention_stick. We're on Facebook for Tree of Life Movement. We're on TikTok for I think it's at Intention Talk. And we're open books. We're here for everyone. So if someone messages us or emails, we always respond personally. I just want you to know we're here for the world. And that's why we're on this beautiful podcast with you, and how grateful Marla and I are to share this with you and all of your beautiful listeners today.
Yeah, it's incredible. We were so grateful to be here with you today and able to share this beautiful movement and bringing everyone together, which is the mission, and how the intention stick really helps each one of us in our own way, in our own story, what it means to us, whether it's our compass, our North Star, a little bit of heaven around our neck. And so the moment we feel we're taken off of the path, just for that split second, you have the intention stick to hold on to remind you of what you're manifesting in your life.
That's so beautifully said. And I want to leave our listeners with that, but I will add that, of course, we're going to connect to all the resources that you shared in the show notes, so listeners can have a look there to make sure they can find you and connect with you. And thank you. Absolutely. I'm so grateful that you joined me today and gave us all this beautiful experience live. We just absolutely something we have never done before on the podcast. So I'm so grateful to you both for sharing this, and of course for all the work you do in this world and the mission and the vision that you carry forward. And Marla, thank you for holding our space today. I definitely felt that. So I hope our listeners got some of that as well. And thank you, Scott, for sharing so beautifully about your journey and what you're doing now. And yes, I hope we come back and do a part 2 where we talk a little bit more about the foundation and the other things that are going on as well, because there's much more. And so maybe listeners who want to get that wine ready, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, and the croissants, because we've been talking about that, and we'll settle in for part 2 when we come back to this. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And thank you both for being here today. And we'll see you all in the next part. Take care of yourselves and be well.
Sending blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love. We love you. We love you. We love you. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. If you enjoy the Jōrni Podcast, please support us by subscribing, sharing on social media, and leaving us a review. We appreciate you. And you can find more of The Jōrni on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our website, thejōrni.com. Sending you love and courage, and see you next time.